Interesting. Interesting. So much wonderful information. All of these tips and tricks are super useful. Did you know that you can crimp a wig? It gives it more volume. Or, if you have Sharpies and rubbing alcohol, you can dye a wig. Wait, another wig tip. Acrylic paint and water can act as a toner if diluted enough. There's so much more as well. Well, not to spoil all the information before the show starts, take it away, Cosplay Tea Time!
Go. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cosplay Tea Time, a fun community of cosplayers bringing you podcast recordings where we'll talk about different themes such as animes and fandoms. We talk about the art of cosplaying, holidays, colors, conventions, and so much more. Today we're going to be doing a topic about the art of cosplaying, where we're going to be sharing some cosplay tips for beginners, for folks who are interested in cosplaying, getting started in their cosplay journey, which is oh so exciting. I want to share all of our stories, advice, insight, all that good jazz. But before we all do that, as always, we like to start with introductions.
Hey, I'm Moody McSnooty, or Moody, you can call me. You can find me on TikTok, Instagram. I'm trying to think of whatever's I have. Or Discord as Moody McSnooty, or with TikTok, it's Moody McSnooty 2. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, my turn. Hi, I'm belladonnarose.cosplays. Some people call me like Bella or Rose or Bella Rose. I really don't mind either one. And my social medias are Instagram and anywhere that you can find a tree that has all of my social media platforms in it, just to kind of sum it up. And today we have a friend. His name's Pongo, and he's one of my other children. He's precious. Yeah, my friend made him up. Love you, Kirishima Shark. I love you. I miss you. Okay, Jen, take it away before I start getting sappy going too far.
It's all good, it's all good. Alrighty, so welcome back to the tea room, as we like to call it here. So as always, my name is Jen. I'm the founder of Cosplay Tea Time, as well as today's host. I go by she, her pronouns. You can find me Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Jen.Cosplays45. And today I am Musa from Winx Club in her fairy form, wearing the awesome purple little scrunchies that Bella made for me, which you should totally go check out that unboxing video. It was so much fun. Right, and with intros done and out of the way with, I have one icebreaker question for folks here, with it being him. What is your craziest cosplay story?
I would say my craziest cosplay story was actually at a convention. And for those that don't know Ruby, I was wearing my penny wig. I have it over there, but it's like big, fluffy, and orange. And so, for those that don't know Anime Boston, it's in like kind of like it's connected to a mall. So there was some people there that didn't know there was an anime convention, and there was these two elderly people, and the elderly woman, she was nice, and she was like, "Oh, I love your hair." I think she thought it was like my actual hair. But she was like, "Oh, I love my hair. My granddaughter has the same hair." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And my friends were just like, "Why didn't you tell her the truth?" I'm like, "Because I don't want to."
You don't want to break the magical moment.
Yes. Of me having my glorious penny hair.
Yeah, hair that is probably impossible to have in real life.
Yeah.
So my crazy cosplay story. Oh wow. It would definitely be. I haven't debuted my Hatsumi Miku cosplay yet, but I had just styled the wig, and I went and didn't have time to kind of test it out, on my own, like for a day. So I ended up wearing my big Hatsumi Miku cosplay wig to class, and I got so many like compliments and stuff. It was just like, oh my gosh. And I went to my college success class, and the teacher was like, oh my gosh, what happened to you? And I'm just like, oh, I'm a cosplayer. I'm just cosplaying wigs. But yeah, I don't really have like any like crazy over the top cosplay stories just yet, because I rarely go out and to conventions. Um yeah.
Oh.
That's kind of my situation. But whenever I have an opportunity to cosplay on, like in public on my college campus or something like that, but yeah, I always take it because it's a pretty cool experience.
That sounds good. Any
Yeah.
story is a good story. So maybe crazy in your eyes, just showing up randomly in cosplay. So it's funny. You both talked about wigs, and I'm over here like mine was my natural hair because I did a Coco Adele. I just used like a piece of hair on the side. I tried to dye it red beforehand if I can try to remember, but yeah, I wore her to vacation. We went out into like a desert area. It wasn't that hot, but I wore Coco Adele out in the desert because and after the fall, that's where her and her team ended up going. It's like back here, it's like desert. So I was taking like all kinds of pictures and videos and fun stuff, getting some weird looks from people. But my parents-in-law really liked it though, especially whenever I did like the glasses and like how she does like the glasses with like the nose and stuff. So
Yeah.
they were like, yes, we like it. So it was fun. I brought backup clothes, always have backup clothes just in case you want to get out of cosplay or kind of done with it. But it was fun. Craziest story yet so far. Maybe I'll make more stories this year. Who knows? So we're going to go ahead and wrap up icebreakers here. I'm going to do a short commercial break and then we're going to get into today's theme. So this is take 2. I know you can do this. So if this is your first time joining Cosplay Tea Time, welcome. Thank you for taking a moment out of your day to sit and listen to us talk. Make sure you have snack, beverage nearby, especially tea. Nice cup of lavender tea with a tea bag quote. Yay, we've missed those. So, yes, we're just cosplayers that take a moment out of our day. We get dressed up, and then we sit down. We'll talk about different themes, topics, whatever's on the agenda and stuff like that. So we'll do that for a bit, and then we get it out there for you all to listen. So if you're a fellow cosplayer and you would like to join, message Cosplay Tea Time on Instagram. We'll get you squared away. We have a link tree down below. Make sure you follow our wonderful tea sippers and guests as well. Check out their socials, show them love and support. And speaking of love and support, also too, thank you to everybody who support our journey, viewers out there, tea enthusiasts. We appreciate it very, very much. So, hooray! Alrighty, and with that, we're going to cut over to our theme of today, which again is cosplay tips for beginners. So if you're somebody new that's trying out cosplay, you're thinking about starting cosplay, but you don't know where to start, because we all start somewhere in our journeys. I think I had a little spiel written up. I'm not going to look for it, it's fine, but it's all coming from the heart. But yes, so we're just going to share at least 3 tips. If folks have more to share, we'll do that towards the end. But we're just going to go around and share one little trick or tip up our sleeves. And then I have a couple other questions. So yeah, I'm really, really interested in this topic and seeing what folks have planned in their responses. And with that, we're going to start with the first one, which is Moody. What is tip number 1 for cosplay beginners?
For cosplay beginners that are into sewing, you want to make sure you have a good pair of sewing fabric scissors. Because I was doing my rosy hat yesterday, I did it today, but yesterday I was like, I just got fabric scissors today. But yesterday I did not have any good fabric scissors. So the only thing that worked were the eyebrow razor shaver things.
Really?
And it worked, but like it didn't cut good, so it came out like bad-ish. But yeah, you want to get some fabric scissors, or else it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a Big Mac mess.
Oh no.
So, something that I always tell my audience anytime that I go live, because whenever I go live, I always have someone in my chat asking me, how do I start cosplay if I don't know how to sew or anything? So I always tell them, this is how you do it, this is the shortcut on how you get into cosplay, and have a glow up within a span of, you know, as quick as maybe a year, 2 or 3. Something that I would heavily invest into first, and definitely first, is the wig. Just get the wig. That's all you need in order to, and if you want to actually feel like that you want to become what the character looks like, the wig's going to be one of your big attributes, because whenever you wear a wig, you're whether you notice it or not right away or not, as I'm trying to say, you will actually see, certain things that you might want to do with the power of makeup, and then that will kind of inspire you to, you know, go to the store, uh, get, the makeup products that you need, or if you have stuff on hand that is, safe for your skin, I would definitely go for, um, you know, um, working with a budget. I apologize. I'm prepping for a con right now, so I'm a bit exhausted. Um, but back on topic. But what you want to do is have, a budget in mind. The first thing you want to get is the wig. You can always closet cosplay from stuff in your closet. Um, uh, Definitely something that I would suggest is when you're wearing the wig, study what your face shape looks like in the wig, so that way, if you want to practice with doing contour, whether on your eyes or on your cheeks or like on like certain features, you can definitely practice with that. I would highly recommend that you use eyeliner when you're actually actively cosplaying, doing content, but when you are just practicing doing makeup in general, you can basically do eyeshadow and water to do like sort of an eyeliner base. Usually you can get the single eyeshadows at the store from like just the one color. So I would definitely recommend getting a color, of the black color. If not, and you know that you're going to be using certain colors for a cosplay and others not, then I would definitely try practicing with colors that you're not really going to use during cosplay. Um, and even when you are thinking about what type of eye makeup might look good with this character, you can like take like your arm, like a spot on your arm, take your makeup brushes, map up in like an eye, and then kind of just like put eyeshadows and like, color, and just I do a bunch of like eyeshadow and coloring and stuff. That way you kind of get an idea of what it would look like on your skin. And you're also, and like eyeshadow, you can take it off with makeup remover wipes, water. It's temporary. Back when I was cosplaying Jinx for the first time, when I went to SwampCon 2023, I actually did eyeshadow and water for my Jinx tattoos. And I actually sealed them with Got to Be hairspray if you kind of want that to last. They did fade a little bit during the day, but that's okay because as long as like they didn't like rub off, they were fine because they were sprayed down with got to be hairspray. Just make sure you're spraying it so far away, like you're not, the product isn't like, you know, stuff like that on there and it doesn't look shiny, so you have to like be careful with that as well. I would not recommend using this on your face though to set, because um, hairspray is made with a bunch of chemicals, but if you are looking into setting your makeup on your face, using a setting spray is the way to go. And if you feel like you don't need it, then you don't need to invest into it. So that's definitely something that you should probably experiment during the first part of cosplaying is, you know, color theory and makeup. But you want to definitely invest in the wig first. Like that is your first item that you invest in. And you go and you experiment with makeup.
Yeah, definitely do a cos
Yeah.
test beforehand. It's not quite cosplaying. It's, you put it on random pieces, maybe add a bit of makeup, play around with some stuff. So before you actually like plan a day to get into like everything. So also you want to make sure like how does stuff fit? Do you need to alter anything, change anything up? So yeah, definitely. I'm gonna also too remark on Moody's scissors. When you have fabric only scissors, write in Sharpie on both handles, fabric use only. I have two pairs. I have an orange pair, it's fabric use only, and then I have like a titanium pair that's just cardboard, whatever else I need to cut and stuff. But I like whenever people enter the room, like those scissors, like if you're looking for scissors, this is fabric only. Do not touch.
Yeah.
No touchy. So, yeah.
They're mine.
I mean, they can use them if they're
I
going to
will
cut
hunt you
fabric with
down.
it, but if somebody comes in and they're like, "Oh, can I use these to, cut cardboard or something?" I'm like, "No, no." I'm just like take it
Or like,
away in the corner. Get away.
yeah, or like paper. I'm like,
No,
no.
no. You can use these
No.
backup scissors. These are
Oh,
fine.
no,
Not
no, no,
this
no.
one. This one's
No, no,
special.
sorry. But no.
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
you use these, I will hunt you down.
Oh goodness. Yeah, so real quick, so my first tip for anybody looking into cosplaying is to have a budget and stick close to it as possible. Um, Things can definitely get pricey, when you factor in wig and accessories, clothing, top, bottom, dress, any undergarments you might need, props, shoes. We're gonna cover shoes more in depth, but shoes can get very, very pricey. So make sure that you set a budget. And if things are looking way out of the wallet price range and all that stuff, go to thrift stores or secondhand stores. They're little treasure troves. I love calling them that because you just go in and you're like, well, maybe I'll find a blue button down, maybe I won't, and then you find one in your size and it's like, oh, I found it, the last treasure, and all this stuff. So I keep like a backup list in my notes of just like items I might need for different cosplays, and then whenever I have a day to go thrifting or something, like I'll try to look for those items. So yeah, if you're starting out, set a budget, and if in doubt, thrift stores. Thrift stores are oh so much fun. All right, next up we have, what is your second tip for cosplay beginners?
For those that have like long hair, I would say, I have it back here somewhere. Oh, right here. I have a bunch of these. And they'll usually come with wigs, but I forgot what they're called. Oh god.
Wig caps?
Yes, the wig caps. If you have like long hair, especially if it's like the opposite color of the wig caps.
Don't lose them, and don't lose your favorite one.
Yes.
Yeah,
They-
those
no.
wig caps. Is it okay
this
if
is a
I point out
headband.
what type of wig caps those are?
Yeah.
So those type of wig caps that come with your wigs, they're called infinity caps. That's what they look like. So they're basically just like a circle.
This
They're
one's a
easy to
headband
put on and get on your head and stuff and take off. Usually, it looks complex, but I promise you guys, it's not. They do come with the wig. So, usually they should come with a wig.
I want to.
if they don't come with a wig, then you might need to miss. Hey, you forgot to send me a wig
Yeah, there's this one.
if you don't have one.
I use those a lot. The
Yeah,
pantyhose.
Yeah.
those
Those are
yeah
nice.
those are my those
We
are more
tried.
for lace front wigs though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, I have like all of these.
Oh my gosh, she just hoarding them.
In case they break.
Start
Hey,
selling them.
those are her.
50 cents. Who wants them?
And who wants a free wig
Perfect
cap?
profit.
I'm just throwing out with caps.
One for you.
One
For
for you.
you. If I get famous, one for you. One for you. I can give them to the kids at work.
Oh,
Here you
oh
go.
gosh.
There. Have
Oh,
one.
they try to put them on their face or something. I don't know, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm working.
Okay.
So oh gosh, the second tip would be like uh like Jen said, to understand your budget when getting a cosplay or making a cosplay. Before you make a cosplay, you get a cosplay. I would go through your room, see what you don't want, see what you do want, and the stuff that you don't want, you can either choose to give away or cut up. Um, in upcycle, I have like a little upcycle bin of my own of stuff that I doesn't really fit me, but has like very beautiful fabric on it, or just something that I could use. I have in that closet over there where Mini Bakugo is hanging off of. So yeah, I have an idea for what I want to do with one of my fabrics. But have an idea, and if you find something that you want to practice sewing with, definitely go ahead and do it. You can learn how to sew with a machine or by hand. If you don't have a machine, I understand machines are pretty pricey, so to understand how to do certain stitches on certain fabrics by hand really helps. You're If you're not as good, you're probably not going to be, spectacular in your first try right away, which is okay. I would suggest that you can keep practicing and practicing as you go. A shortcut that you can do is definitely get some fabric glue um, to help with, laying down the ends of your seams if you're not, so confident about, sewing just yet, and it's going to take a long, because hand stitching a whole hand is going to take a long time. Yeah, I did that with my Ghost Deca cosplay where I hand stitched all of it. It was fun, but yes. And definitely with the sewing portion too. There is a hobby called embroidery where you are making certain images out of the art of just sewing with thread. On my Ghost Deku cosplay, I actually embroidered a whole All Might patch, which took me about a week to do. So that might be something that you guys would want to consider, for a little bit of texture, crocheting, and working with yarn, knitting. That also adds texture into your cosplays. Um, and even if you want to make something cute like this, like I did with Pongo, he took like 5 to 8 hours to do. I can't remember if it was 5 or 8 hours, but he definitely took like a couple days to work on, and the total span was either 5 or 8 hours together. If you have leftover fabric, do not throw it away. Keep it in a little bag labeled scrap fabric, because in case if you need to stuff anything, you can reuse that. You can reuse like these little bits and pieces that you can't reuse in future projects to stuff that current project. Like let's say you're making a plush or your cosplay, you'll want to kind of reuse that as stuffing. And there's also stuff like polyfill. I have both fabric scraps and polyfill. Um, you'll so with the fabric scraps will be a little bit more firm. Pongo, um, my little Pongo boy, he has fabric scraps all stuck into him, fabric and yarn scraps because I crochet and knit a lot. That's why he's like so. I'm sorry, Pongo. He's like so like
Don't hurt the
dense and
baby.
he thick. Yeah, he feels a little bit hard. With polyfill, you're gonna have a much more flexible effect, like a kind of like a stuffed animal or a pillow. Whoa. I'm grabbing stuff so that way I can like ouch demonstrate. I'm okay.
Don't hurt yourself.
But like this, I didn't make this, but this is an example of like polyfill. It's more flexible. Like you can like compress it down more. That's the word, compress. You can compress it down more versus with using all of your scraps in a project. Sometimes you can't like compress it down with like all your strength and your weight. So that's kind of something to look into as well. Um, how much would you want the piece to be compressed when the piece is being stuffed, of course. So yeah, and that's kind of something that I've learned too.
That's something, yeah, that's a good stuff. So I forget what I was gonna say. That'll come back to me later on, I'm sure. But yeah, so mine's gonna tap in. I know we've been talking mostly about like cosplaying and like clothing items and everything, but I did want to touch briefly on like the social media aspect. I know on Cosplay Tea Time we have 2 separate videos about social media content and cosplaying, but I do want to bring up a reminder, which is to set a day and a time. It could be a weekly thing, it could be Sunday afternoons you might get into cosplay, or it might just be whenever you have free time and a bunch of random TikTok audio saved and all that stuff. So that was me with Nora the other day. But yes, so definitely plan a day and a time, write it in your calendar and stuff like that. And then, take as many videos, take as many photos as you can, look up reference images. If you're stuck on how to pose, you're doing this all the time, trust me, I get it. Look for different poses of the character, maybe poses during the shows. There are poses that stands out to you, like Nora has her salute. Musa does like this. Penny does a salute as well. I remember that. So, see if there's like different ones, different poses, take as many videos. You can find cute little filters on Instagram and save those. And yeah, I was about to say too, like see social media part 1 if you want to hear me just talk about all of that, because I go way in depth. I talked a lot during that episode. So but yeah, I just wanted to get that out there too. Like, make sure you set up your outfit the night before, have your makeup ready, wig ready to go. If you're going to do 10 different cosplays in one day in 3 hours, definitely like have a good meal beforehand, take care of your needs, even afterwards, like, treat yourself. Yes, yogurt, let's go. So yeah. That was kind of my little tidbit, is before and afterhand, take care of your needs, do it makes you feel comfy. So alrighty, with that, we're all going to share at least one more tip for now. You're more than welcome to share experiences later on after we address the other questions. So last but not least, what is tip number 3?
Tip number 3, I'd say choose the most comfortable option. So like if there's like, if you're wanting to get an outfit and there's one that might not be as comfortable as like something else, and you're going to like wear it to a convention, I would suggest highly getting the one that's more comfortable if you're gonna wear it for longer hours instead of like less. Because at the end of the day, your feet, your back, your body matters.
Yes.
Hips.
Hips don't lie.
And if you feel pain, then it's a problem.
Yeah, something's off.
Oh gosh, I feel old. I do not feel as young as I used to 5 seconds ago.
Oh.
That's always me now. I'm like, my bad.
Oh no.
Yeah. Let's see. Tip number 3. Pongo, you got any ideas? I know I've just been rambling like step by
Okay.
step here. Um. Oh yes. With the presence of being online, um, kind of create a schedule for yourself based on if you're looking for growth. Create a schedule for yourself based on the algorithm. And when you post and stuff, I know I'm pretty much everywhere, but but definitely get yourself into your routine, even if it takes you a minute to kind of just like get in the groove of it. Um, and if you experience anyone who's like hating or anything on, your cosplay and stuff, just just relax, take a step back, assess the situation. Um, don't take it personally, but when you're assessing the situation, when the comment is like not being so nice, if it's a comment that you feel is going to hurt your viewers and your audience watching you, you have the full right to block them. It's your choice or not. I just prefer to keep my audience safe. Um, if it's someone just, pointing out like certain things, I'd say it's okay to challenge them and see why, just in case if you learn something from them. But if they're just being straight up mean and rude, you can either block them or leave them, and you don't have to respond to them. But when you're dealing with people who are like being very, nice to you and stuff, obviously, whenever you're speaking to someone online, and you're either streaming or they're putting a comment down, sometimes they won't intend for their comment to be mean. So it's always good to kind of, reply to them, with, just with confidence. Like if someone says, um, uh, gee, that was, let's say it was a cosplay video of like a little blooper you did where you were dancing and your wig fell off, and then someone commented, "Gee, uh, gee, like that wasn't something like something that seemed very rude, but it wasn't." You can kind of feel like, "Oh my gosh, right?" Or something like that. There's a side to being online versus being offline. You have to really hold yourself to boundaries. Being basically being the stronger person at the other side of the screen, because you also have people who are straight up want to, trigger warning, I'm so sorry, but you also have people who want to kind of harass you because they either want to, like get with you online or something like that, which is always something very dangerous to avoid. So you kind of need to, make kind of some boundaries for yourself, and and yeah. So
And express those boundaries
don't
too.
lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it seems like expressing those boundaries aren't always going to be, um, aren't working based on the situation, you can either like block those people. If you feel like you're having a bad experience with social media, that's okay. You don't need to be a cosplayer and be online to be a cosplayer. You can just be an in-person cosplayer that just goes to events, and you meet people, and then you know you won't have any presence online. You'll have presence in person though.
Yeah, I feel like
Plenty
it's
of cosplayers
trial
that
and
don't have
error
online
though.
platforms.
Oh, sorry, just to cut in. I feel like it's trial and error because sometimes some videos do good on Instagram, and then sometimes they don't do good on TikTok or YouTube.
Yeah.
So it's all experimentation. It's that good old algorithm. That's why I was rolling my eyes earlier, because I'm like, I have a few words to say about Instagram's algorithm, let me tell you. But I feel like once you gain a little bit of a following, you start finding friends. You can do share for shares, repost, story shares. I think that kind of also helps with getting a following, if that makes sense. I just wanted to cut in there because I don't want anybody to feel discouraged and be like, oh no, there's going to be mean people out there. There are good people out there. We are good people out there. I will gladly share and repost. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was the other point I was trying to get to. Thank you, Jen.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I just wanted to warn people about the bad first, so that way they were kind of aware that social media isn't sunshine and rainbows. It literally takes work to keep yourself safe and your audience safe. I know I have a lot of people asking me about like what I look like, if I could take off my wig, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not comfortable or something like that. Um, and on top of that, like I have my manager on top of everything too. So if I do something that doesn't seem um professional, my manager would kind of like reach out to me and help me correct that. And like I don't want to seem like mean or rude. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure everybody has like a good experience. So that's why I, on my end, am honest about a lot of stuff. And if there are certain things that I can like shortly lie about, like it won't make a big deal if I lie about it. Then yeah, to be honest, I will lie about it. But usually I'm pretty honest with my audience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honesty is important. Honesty, haha, as well as kindness and empathy. Meeting those comments with kindness and empathy. Springy always says, "Kill them with kindness." And if that doesn't work, then yes, you have every right to block, mute, whatever it may be. So, I was gonna say something else as well, and I forgot. But yeah, it does take a little bit of a while to get a social following. But once you find the right community and the right group of people, then you're able to feel more comfortable sharing. And remember, posting on social media, it's for you. Yes, it's in order to get attention and people be like, oh wow, I like your cosplays, or see if you find folks that are interested in the same shows and series. But at the end of the day, it's for you. If you're proud of what you did, lip syncing, doing one of those crazy TikTok dances in cosplay and stuff, all that good stuff. And I did want to, I remember, real quick, what I mentioned a little bit ago before I get into my tip, which is, I have, like 2 separate videos pinned on my TikTok. One's, like my boundaries with like, my close friends, mutuals, do not do, and like people that might just come across and stuff. And I have those there. And then I also have like a voiceover of like, what I do, what I expect, what I don't like, and then what are the consequences of that, which is usually blocking and stuff. So you can post videos, you can get creative about it, you can be dressed up in cosplays. It's fun kind of like being like a little sneaky person going around your house and stuff, like pretend to be the bad guy. But yeah, you can definitely do that, pin those videos, share them whenever you need to. I remember I had a bunch of people start spam liking me, and I'm like, guys, I know it's not in my bio or anything, but please not spam like. I was sharing that video, repost and stuff. So those are your boundaries, whatever you're comfortable with, then go for it. Trust your gut in anything and everything. So
yeah, have fun and be comfortable.
Yes, that's what we're trying to do here.
But don't put yourself in danger.
Yeah. If you need help, just message me or somebody else, I'm sure. You're always more than welcome to message me and I'll go deal with them. I'm like 4 years in and I'm just like, come fight me. I have a hammer now. Come fight me. A hammer gives you too much power. Exactly. Oh gosh. Alright, so let's end a little bit lighthearted. This one's kind of a no-brainer, but I do like to touch on this topic quite a bit. When you're deciding that you have a character you want to cosplay, decide one of 3 things. Will you be A, closet cosplaying the character, so taking random things from your closet, going to thrift stores, finding random pieces, sewing, different things. will you be buying the cosplay using a website, Amazon, not sponsored, it's like Miko Cosplays or something? Miko Costumes? Forget what it's
Oh, my
called.
costumes.
Yeah, that one. Like different websites. Pro Cosplays has some amazing cosplays and wigs, I will say. Not sponsored. But, you're going to buy it offline, or are you going to commission it? So, going through Etsy, going through a friend or something, and saying, like, hey, can you make me this coat or this pair of pants or something, or maybe an entire outfit or armor or something. So, yes, decide one of those three things. Are you going to closet cosplay, buy the whole thing, or commission? So, very, very important. And I will say, too, touching very briefly back on the sewing, if you're looking into sewing and you're just starting out and you're hand sewing, definitely have some scrap pieces of fabric. You can get like those little quilter shapes, and definitely practice hand sewing before you start an actual project. So, and if you're scared of sewing and you're scared of sewing machines, bias tape. We have an entire podcast about sewing. I do want to go back and do it after I'm done with this commission. So, yeah, bias tape is amazing as well. Okay, that is my response to the next question, which we're going to get into. Let's see. What would you tell your past cosplay self about starting cosplaying?
I would say make sure you have the space to put your cosplays. Because at my old house, I only had like one closet, and that was like not enough because it had like my other stuff in there. And like, I actually got like some cosplays. I'm like, oh no, I don't know where to put this. And so it was like a whole thing of like me trying to find the spot where to put the outfits. So you want to make sure you have like a place to put your outfits, unless you're doing like a closet cosplay, or I'm trying to think of another one. Actually, Bella, you can do it. Let me think of another one.
Okay, handing it off to me. All right. I'm here just holding Pongo like a football.
Football
So
season's over.
Ooh.
Oh gosh. Oh. Let's see. Bella, what would you tell your past cosplay self?
I would tell my past cosplay self that when you are cosplaying a character, get into the character, learn how to communicate like the character, because when you are acting in cosplay, you are learning communication skills and basically how different types of people communicate. For example, you might have like a villainous character that you're cosplaying, and you'll kind of have to understand how to act as a villainous character versus a misguided character that seems villainous but is not. Also versus, a character that is good but misguided, or a character that is like good, like the hero and stuff. So yeah. Definitely like get into it, like learn communication skills constantly. And whenever you're acting like the character with like all of your communication skills and stuff, like um keep learning communication skill. Excuse me, I yawn. Keep learning how to communicate in general as a person, with you know with like manners, poise, and presence and stuff, because whenever you are not in cosplay but you talk to people and you mention that you are a cosplayer, the way that you stand, the way that you present yourself and stuff is going to say a whole lot about you. So you need to kind of just keep in mind about that. I know we can't always, watch ourselves 24/7 with our communication skills and how we're doing things, but and how you react to something is how you react to something, and that's how you react. Like that's how it happened. But you can always reassess the situation in your brain and be all like, "Oh, I did not like how I communicated to them. Okay, this is how I should have communicated to them. This is something I'll do. I'll communicate in the future as." Um, so that way it positively impacts not just me but also the person that like I'm talking to. You know. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, real quick, Moody, did you figure out your other thing?
More.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Please,
Well,
Moody, please.
So
Yes.
my my other one was, especially if you're on like TikTok or like on social media, don't negatively don't like compare yourself to others in a negative way. But like to improve, you also want to like try. I don't know the word. Oh my god, I'm having like a brain fart.
oh, it's okay.
Like don't. Oh god. Try to compare yourself in a positive way for like inspiration. Like, if you guys get what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you
I
mean.
think in like, yeah,
Strive to improve.
yeah.
Definitely strive to improve.
Yeah.
It's like
Make sure
being,
those thoughts are positive too.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
being like an artist. Like, don't compare your art to like another person, but also look to another person to try and improve yourself.
It's always fun going back and like looking at old photos of like like my Zarina cosplay that I did like early 2020. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so bad. But then when I did Zarina, okay, so I lied. This is my fourth time wearing my wings for podcast recording. But because when I did Zarina again and I took photos, I was like, wow, I had a cosplay glow up. So it's really, really exciting to go back and look at old photos. But yeah, I definitely agree with Moody. Don't compare yourself to others. They might have different cosplays. Be proud of what you do and the work that you put into your cosplay and your video and all that stuff. And if not, I will come over there and I will emoji your entire captions or comments or whatever, and I will send you flowers and hearts and all kinds of stuff and be like, yeah, you got this, you're amazing. So, you don't want that. Or do you want that? I don't know. Let me see. So,
Yeah. Whenever I look back at my old cosplay photos, all I do is I scroll and go, "Oh my gosh, I was such a baby cosplayer! I was such a baby cosplayer! I was adorable! I felt good!"
you always get
If
those
you feel
jump
good at
scares.
like the beginner stage, just wait till you evolve and then you look back. Don't cringe because just remember, right now you're a baby cosplayer. Later when you evolve, you're gonna be one of the big
An
dogs, and then you
adult
look back and
buff
you might cringe, but
cosplayer.
hey, you were a baby cosplayer. You were done.
From a baby cosplayer to a buff cosplayer.
It's so funny because we just did the Pokemon recording. We're talking about Evolve.
I can dance.
Oh,
Good dance.
I can dance like one of the big dogs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You will get there. Give yourself time and patience, and you will get there. Promise. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I'm not going to go easy on my past self, and I'm going to set her down and be like, do not cosplay from every single show you see. Because that was my problem. I'd watch a new show because it was during the whole pandemic started, and a bunch of new shows got released and all this stuff. And I'm like, I want to cosplay that person. I want to cosplay that person, that person, that person, and stuff. And it was just like, I had a whole like slideshow of just different characters. And it's just like, slow down. You don't have to cosplay every single character you see. And not only that, stick with the projects that you have at hand. Don't go keep adding. Like, yes, you can, have ideas and stuff like that, and I'm gonna get to that here in a minute, like how to keep all that organized, but try to finish the projects that you have. I'm really stepping on my toes here because I'm like, I got like 4 projects I gotta do and one's a commission. So, but stick with what you have, see it through. And then once you're done with that, piece, prop, outfit, whatever it might be, take some time to enjoy it. I find myself in a loop where it's like, I'll finish something and I'm like, all right, I'm done with that. I'm going to go to the next thing instead of like taking my time and just like really reveling in it and being proud and being like, oh yeah, I'm going to wear this outfit like 4 times this month because boy howdy did it take some work and I'm going to wear it pretty often. So, take some time to enjoy your cosplay before you start your next project. I'm not going to say boy howdy again, I promise. I just did. Sorry. Moving on. Let's see. What are some items to have when starting to cosplay?
For one, scissors. Scissors. If you're going to a convention, liquid. Doesn't have to be water. A liquid. Liquid. And also for a convention, food. Food. You always want to make sure you don't starve yourself at a convention. Or when you're doing like a full day of like cosplay for TikTok. Don't starve yourself. And don't become dehydrated. Because your body is the goal.
I would say the number one thing that you should absolutely have on you is a tiny notebook. That way you can like collect all these quotes in that notebook. That'll just pump you and fire you up. Even if the quotes just don't make any sense and they get you like super excited, I would definitely keep a quote book. I have quotes. I have 2 digital quote books, one on my phone and one on my computer, and yeah, it's great. I transfer all of my quotes at the end of the year in like a little Google Docs.
Oh, I like that idea. Sounds awesome.
I definitely have a favorite quote too. My favorite quote, quite recently, right now, is from my friend. His name is Desirable. He is a really good music artist on Spotify. And one of the quotes that he said recently on Valentine's Day was, "These boys can't roll with this one." So yeah, it just gives me so much confidence.
I like that. Spotify. I'm about to find him and follow him. Not stalker, like I meant like follow him on Spotify, not like that. Oops, that came out wrong. Oh no! We're following you. Let's see. So some items, scissors, definitely. Fabric only, and everything and anything else. As well as hot glue gun and hot glue sticks. You can get like the really, really long hot glue sticks. I've been going on them for like 4 years now. It's great. So hot glue gun, hot glue sticks, wig stand holder. You can get them pretty cheap off of Amazon. Just like something that holds up the wig while you're preparing, or you just need to let it air dry and stuff. When you're taking photos, definitely have some nice lighting. Have like an area to take photos, as my creative room is busting at the seams. I have like my area that I store cosplays, and then my little photo studio area. So definitely want a nice space for taking photos and videos, and as well as having some friends to encourage your journey. So definitely have social support, make friends, get your friends to cosplay with you, find good, wholesome communities. This one especially is really good. I got good feeling about this one. But yeah, definitely want some support, encouragement, especially on days where it's like, I don't know if I should. It's like, have friends that got your back. And do it. And also to whiteboard to write down your goals, like any upcoming cosplays you want to do. I think it just helps me out because I'm a very visual person. If I write it down, it's like, now you got to do the thing because you wrote it down. So there's that as well. Speaking of, this one's going to go into my next one. Yeah. So next up we have, what are some easy/beginner friendly apps, so like phone apps, to use when creating, editing, storing ideas, all that good stuff. I don't know why I'm doing this.
I'd say my number one thing for like apps is, I didn't like know about this until like I think last year or the year before, but it's an app where you can put down cosplays, and you can like, it has like options where like you could put planned in progress and like stuff like that, and then completed. So I use that for like any cosplays that I want to do, or like cosplays that I'm currently doing. So I can always look back, and then like once I look back, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like doing that cosplay. I could just be like, I could just get rid of it, and then so you always have it in like a little thing.
Okay, so this part of the podcast,
Oh,
it
boy.
is not sponsored. If you'd
Oh,
like
no.
to sponsor us, you
We have
totally
any-
should. Help us grow. All right. Time to get into all this information. Something that I would start off with is understanding what type of piece of technology you have, because the type of technology that you have will determine what type of apps will be available for you to edit your cosplay photos creatively. I know I own 2 Apple phones and 2 computers. One I have one that I use. So one of my phones and my computers is used for like regular basis, like academic, and the other one's for more of a creative vibe. Um, Plus the creative ones are older, and they can't update anymore. But I would definitely look into, if you want to edit on a computer, definitely look into a computer that has memory that is between, you know, 200 gigabytes and to 1 terabyte of external storage. And I would definitely recommend getting something with 16 gigabytes of RAM. RAM and external storage, they are 2 separate things. So I would kind of be careful about that. Um, I Because I use Apple, these are the type of apps that I use. I will sometimes go in and use stuff like, I have my phone right here. Um, oh no, what happened to all of my stuff? But I will mostly use stuff like Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Mix, Adobe Fix. They have Adobe Mix and Fix. I'm pretty sure that's what I had. Um, I don't know why they're not on here anymore. But I have an app called Photo Editor. Sometimes in, certain social media apps you can edit your photos too as well based on their filters that they have. Um okay. For Android and HP users, like there are ones there for you, so I would definitely research. I don't own an HP or anything, so I really wouldn't know, but um, I would definitely look out for those. I mostly use Apple, so
Apple users, yay!
I'm using AI.
I don't want to get into that topic, so let's
No,
see.
not AI. The scary realm.
Hmm. Let's see. So for those that are starting cosplaying and looking into like any phone apps that might help, the Cos Planner app is a free app you can use. It can help organize your cosplays. It has like references, like pieces you might need, any progress photos and stuff like that. You can definitely use that. Something that I like to do is I have my own Google Doc with all my cosplays written down, and they're sorted by fandom. So the first one, no surprise, is Ruby. So I have like Ruby, and then I have like all my characters listed: Nora, no, Coco, May Marigold, stuff like that. And then I go into anime, Lucy, uh, the mom from Trisha Elric from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I have my original characters, and then like any miscellaneous fandoms like Callum from the Dragon Prince or something like that. So I have them all nicely organized. I also have a private Discord server where I just have channels for different characters. So it's like just like a cosplay category, and then it'll be like, you know, like Jasper, Musa, or something. It'll have like, you know, any makeup ideas, any links to things that I might need to buy, reference images, stuff like that. So definitely have those for organizing. But you know what's fun during all of that, of course, is having a good soundtrack in the background. You know, have some music going. You know, make it fun. There's lots of fun mixes. You can listen to music soundtracks from, you know, animes or the shows that you're cosplaying from, lo-fi. And if you get distracted, like if you're trying to work on something and you get a bit distracted, I always like to do a live stream. I'm always sitting there sewing in my basement or something, trying to paint or something like that. So you can always go live and, yeah, make it fun, make it interesting. So, alrighty, we got one more question for the day, which is, what are some words of encouragement you would like to share for folks who are interested in cosplaying?
Ooh. Wait, before that, Bella, did you wanna?
Oh,
I was gonna add one more point on because I just thought
oops.
about it.
Okay, go ahead.
Of the last question, what are some easy beginner-friendly apps to use when creating and editing? This actually goes into the topic of memory. If you're someone who struggles or you feel like will struggle with having memory issues in the future, it is very important that you have somewhere to store stuff that doesn't have a limited amount of memory as well, or else you will have a very hard time moving stuff around. I know that me and my manager, we personally have a little private Discord server just for ourselves to, store anything, cosplay related, work related about our stuff. And, it's mostly like a Discord server for me, but it's where I store like anything that I need to store. And then when it comes to videos, I just store all of my videos on my YouTube channel in private mode. So that way, when I want to release them, they're there that I can just download again and then upload to public mode. And yeah, totally. So I would definitely have a place to store your stuff right away, so that way it doesn't hog up too much space in your actual phone memory, like your phone memory or your computer memory. And it's also useful for planning projects as well. If you have a lot of media that you're going to use references for, or that you just need to plan for. So, yeah, it'll help you with not paying for external memory, more memory.
Yeah. Memory. Erin, back to me, or?
Back to Moody. Yep. So the
Alright.
words of encouragement.
Oh, I have to say, be yourself, but also be the character. So, like, as Bella was saying, be the character, but also, like, have your cosplay be, like, kind of, like, make your cosplay yourself in a way. Like, just by, like, sewing, I've learned that, like, a cosplay is, like, it doesn't have to be perfect to the character itself. Like, it's still, like, it's, oh my god, what is that word? It's still, not value. It starts with a V. It starts with a V. It starts with a V. Oh my god. It's still valid.
Valid. There you go.
Yes.
Yes.
Any cosplay is valid.
Well said. And that's
How
it.
many,
Yeah.
yes. How many times does it take me to think of a word?
It's okay. Bella, words of encouragement for folks who are interested in cosplaying.
It's a beautiful, wonderful world. You learn so much from the art of cosplay. cosplay is not just about sewing and crafting and creating stuff. Um, it's also not just about acting and stuff. It's more about, feeling what the community actually is about, and um, nothing about the community is toxic. It's just how people react to um, the, the way things are, um, and, and yeah. Welcome to the wonderful world of cosplay, everybody.
Nice. Welcome. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. You get to be creative. You get to express yourself. You're dressing up as your favorite characters. At least I hope they're your favorite characters from shows that you enjoy. So yeah, it's supposed to be fun, wholesome, good stuff. So my advice, I have quite a bit. I'm sorry, but my advice is to take it slow. Take it one project at a time, one day at a time. Check in with yourself. If you do the spoon theory like I do, check your spoons. Replenish your spoons if you need them. Always be curious and ready to learn something new. So don't be like, oh, I know everything about cosplaying because I've been cosplaying for multiple years. I'm celebrating 4 years of cosplay towards the end of March, and I'm still learning so much. So always stay curious, um, willing to learn something new. Set a goal and objectives to see the task done. I talked a lot about that. Have a good social support group, have friends, talk about cosplays, anime shows. This is a fun hobby. For some folks, it's even a career, but make it fun and interesting for you. Not something like, oh, I have to get into cosplay, oh, I have to post. Make it fun and interesting for you. And having good friends, having that moral support, social support is very, very crucial. Just a couple more things, I promise. Don't be discouraged. Cosplay the way that you want. So again, it's just expression. It's how you see yourself as the character, be the character, or if it's an original character, you're just making up stuff on the fly, which is ever so much fun. Trust me, I know about that. But yeah, do what makes you happy. Do what makes it fun for you. And that was my last point. Make content that makes you happy. So that was my final point for everybody. So, oh, and my other final point is make sure you credit people. If you see somebody posting, make sure that you credit that person. Like I saw this idea. I think it's like idea by, and then you tag the account if you can. I know sometimes people might have it off or something, or TikTok has a wonky day, Instagram has a wonky day. But if you see something, make sure you credit that person. I did want to say that. So. Okay, I believe that is it for my questions, but as always, I like to turn over to the guests and tea sippers, see if they have questions for folks in the tea room to answer, or for questions for our viewers out there. So, Moody?
Ooh. I'd have to say, what is everyone's first cosplay?
I'll go first. So, Nora Valkyrie from Mistral Outfits. I cosplayed her March 21st, 2020.
Um, Excuse me for the yawn.
You're good.
um, my first cosplay, actually, I didn't debut this cosplay. At the time, I was like, oh, my first cosplay was actually Kosei Arima from Real Line April. And it followed Kaori because I used to play the violin. I still have my old violin like behind me, literally behind me, literally. So I haven't played the violin like a million years. Um, but and there was Ruby Rose, and she was my first debuted cosplay, but she was definitely my third. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think my first debuted one would be Pidge from Voltron. I remember having like the wig, and then I think I had like sunglasses. I can't remember, but I feel like I had sunglasses. I could be wrong though.
Nice. Do you have other questions or back? Moody?
Oh no, that's it for me.
That's it? Okay, so Bella.
I don't have a question, but I do have advice because I'm feeling the
Me
exhaustion.
too.
Um, please don't overwork yourself. I understand making cosplays is a lot of work and stuff, but please don't overwork yourself and lose sleep.
Don't con
You won't
crunch.
make it.
Avoid the con crunch at all costs.
I'm already doing it because I have to.
Sleep
Please don't do it.
is valuable.
I'm begging you guys.
Oh. Yeah.
From being a teacher, I have learned
Save
that
me.
sleep is the most valuable thing ever.
Sleep is good. I agree. But though I keep yawning, I'm so sorry. Sis T. Makes me sleepy.
I know.
Oh, goodness.
This is my fault. I'm making you guys sleepy.
No, you're fine. It's all good. We're wrapping up. So let's see. Bella, anything else you want to add?
We love you guys.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, Uncle loves you guys too.
Oh, Pangala. Yes. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. So we're gonna take it away, go back to our little corners of the cosplay world, or even fly there. JK, these wings don't actually work, but we're gonna go back. So I just want to say thank you to the guest and tea sippers that joined me today to talk about the conversation. Always a blast. So we hope everyone's taking care, staying safe. If you're a cosplayer and want to join Cosplay Tea Time, again, message us on Instagram. It's a bit easier to check those messages there. So we'll be happy to get you squared away into our Discord server. So until our next episode, we hope everyone's taking care, staying safe, and as always, keep sipping away. Bye, everyone.